Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Very Best by Verneuil-Joyeux, where we do everything very best to empower ourselves. We gotta unleash that very best version of ourselves. All right, so today we have a very special topic. Our topic is called social media, mental health, and bullying. And for that topic, we have a very special guest. Yes, I will allow him to come in. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I will allow him to introduce himself and tell you a little bit about his background. Yes. All right. And let me see if I can get him on here. Let's just wait a little bit. So, some of you were asking whether he will be doing his makeup. The answer is no, I didn't ask him to do a makeup. He's my very first male guest. And I am the only one who will be doing my makeup today. Yes, so I did do my lashes beforehand since we had a little bit of time. I did my lashes, and that's the only thing that I did beforehand. So I will be doing a full glam look today for you guys. And in terms of what I'm sipping, well, I did some cocoa tea. My husband is warming it up. He'll be bringing it up for me in a while. So that's what I'll be sipping on today. Okay. All right. I saw the request came in. So let me just add my guest on here. Yes, he's
Hey,
on. Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, thanks. What about you?
I'm doing well.
I just see I might see myself weird, kinda.
No, you seem good. I see you clearly. Yeah, you
Okay,
look
cool.
clearly. Yeah. Yes, I can see your freckles bright and clear.
All right, cool.
And so I will be the only one doing makeup today, doing my full glam. I did my lashes beforehand because I said, let me see, since I had a little bit more time, let me just do them. Yeah, so today the topic is bullying, mental health, and social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you were the best person fitting for that topic. So we
Oh,
will
thank you.
allow you to introduce yourself and just give us a little bit of your background, your journey, and all the things that you advocate about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so
Okay, so my name
uh,
is Donald Perry. I'm 20 years of age.
okay.
I have so much to say, y'all, but I said, like, let me say about the most important thing.
Too much to say.
Yeah. Where I came from, I I'm an advocate for mental health. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because of my past, I'm a suicide survivor, and I feel like it's
Yeah,
so important to speak on mental health issues and
yeah,
things affecting the youth and basically anybody. Um, where I'm at now, I'm looking forward to launch my organization again, like from fresh. My
wow.
Safe Foundation, which stands for Suicide Awareness Voices for Education.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, what I'm doing now, I I'm so proud of myself actually. Like remember, I've always wanted to work in the media or you
Yeah.
know do news reporting or journalism. So I'm
Yeah.
currently a news reporter at NBC
Awesome.
Television.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you just said a lot about him. He advocates for mental health issues. Oh, my husband just brought me my bowl of DT kako, dumpling and cocoa.
Oh, girl,
Thank you,
can you
baby.
imagine we haven't got
Thank
nothing
you.
for Creole Day here?
Yes, yes, it's Creole Day. I think today it's been celebrated in St. Lucia, so I did this. Thank you, my sweet husband. I told him to warm it up for me, and he brought it up for me.
Oh,
So that will
okay.
be what I'm eating, or
Mm-hmm.
eating and drinking. I know it's a makeup
Yeah.
sip and chat, but I will be having a hot bowl of dombe and dite kako.
Oh,
Yes, my
it's
very
important.
favorite to eat. Yeah, good for the strength, good for the blood. Yes. Okay. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start to talk about your journey of like how you became suicidal and all of that, or do you want to
Oh,
talk about social media?
yeah. Well, basically, like what really affected my mental health and caused me to be suicidal was when my mom passed away,
Right.
and like my whole life changed basically. I had like no one to speak to and whatnot, and then at that
Yeah.
time, I was very shy. I was not vocal, so I used to keep everything inside, and I think like that was the biggest mistake that I ever did. So
Right.
I that was just before common entrance exam actually. So when I was in Form One,
Okay.
just about to go to Form One, and then like our sister threw us out and things, so I couldn't go to school. How I
Yeah.
wanted to, didn't
Hmm.
have a place to sleep, and
That's crazy.
you don't
Can
want to
you
speak.
imagine a 10-year-old going through all of that? And I remember last
Yeah,
week we were talking about all of this stuff because I had my cousin, she does, well, she went to study a master's degree in psychology and all of that, and she works with patients suffering from
hmm,
PTSD. And we were talking about how back in St. Lucia, it's such a taboo just for you to speak to a therapist and all
yeah,
of that. And it's
because
very important, even at a young
imagine
age.
what day was it? Friday. I was just on my way to
Yeah.
work, and then I got like a voice note, and like you hear so much people
Yeah.
complain about like St. Lucia have no facilities for persons suffering with mental health issues.
Yeah.
And that's true because when I was going through all my shit and like my suicidal thing, and
Mhm.
I went to the one year center for therapy, like counseling and everything. Like
Yeah.
nothing much became of it. Like you go there, they also have you locked up in the room. The
And that's
nurses
what
come
I
to
was
work.
saying. Yeah.
The nurses come to work there in their own booth. So unless you really
Hey.
like
When you said,
need
hey,
something,
welcome, welcome.
you
Remember to
wouldn't like
like, subscribe, and share.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
share for people to
I
see.
stayed there for about
Mhm.
3 months. No, 3 weeks. Sorry. And
You
I
said
even
at
came out
the mental
worse
health
than I was.
facility.
Hmm?
You said at a mental health facility for about three
Yeah, the
months.
one center, and I actually
Okay.
came out there worse because the nurses would just come. They come to
Right.
work. They have their own booth because like they will see like
Mhm.
the mental patients like they're aggressive and whatnot, so they wouldn't really come where you are unless if
Right.
a psychiatrist come with them. So you're
Uh-huh.
just there on your yeah.
Seriously? And they don't
Mhm.
make you feel like, they come in there to really, there are some people
Mm-mm,
they
it's
come
not
there, they
like
care
it's not what
about
you
you,
expect.
but
Like you feel like okay, if you come and then you have counseling every day, and
mm-hmm.
then you at least speak to the psychiatrist and thing. It's not that like you just come, they lock you up, give you medication, and
What?
yeah, it's not what people think. So
Wow.
basically, it's like it's
It's
not
like you
the
basically
best.
you went further into a deep wall then.
Yeah,
Wow.
you come out feeling worse actually.
Wow. So I think
Yeah.
maybe do they have anything like, suggestion boxes or, stuff like, after you do a program, they ask you how was it? Can you give a little bit of feedback? Do they have stuff like that and you can just
I
advise
think
them
that's it
after
because
what?
what time I was there, that's like I was sick, like maybe a month ago, and then I went there for therapy, and they said that I should stay for probably what more than one day, and even if like you feeling suicidal or anything, they will just have you there locked up in a room, and even if you're not well yet, they will just send you home because like no space, and
No.
then yeah,
Wow.
like no
You-
space, and then like if other patient come, sometimes the following day they have to send you home because they
That's
have no food at the
crazy.
facility and whatnot. So it's like not all that, or it's
So
not what persons suffer with mental health issues need.
so what's the name of
Yeah.
that facility if you don't mind like disclosing?
The wellness center,
That's just what it's called.
Yeah, the National Wellness Center.
You see, I don't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like do they have stuff like even brochures there just to educate people about, stuff they can go
Mm-hmm.
stuff they can do to improve on their mental
I'm not
health,
sure,
or
but
can I just go there and get
you don't
information
even
about
really hear
that?
about the Wellness Center, like to say they have advertisements or anything, like you barely hear of the Wellness
Yeah,
Center in St. Lucia.
I didn't even know of
And
that before.
and stigma attached to the Wellness Center, like mad persons, the
Exactly.
madhouse and whatnot.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So, I think there should be an advocacy for
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
wellness, taking away that stigma from it, as well as just letting people know that it is okay to seek a therapist, to talk to somebody in
Yeah,
psychology and
exactly.
all of that, because we have that stigma in solution. I really believe that needs to be, you know,
Mm-hmm.
dealt with in the
Yeah.
forefront. Yeah. So in terms of social media, guys, if you have a question, you can post it down in the comment box for
Mm-hmm.
Donnell. He has been
Of
through it.
course,
But
yeah.
yes, and I want to highlight, I'm so proud of you because I know you always mention how you
Mm-hmm.
want to be in the media because
Media,
of what you
yeah.
went through after your suicide attempt. You got a
Mm-hmm.
list, you could speak and whatnot, and you pursued it. You were just
Yeah,
adamant
because
about that.
even
And God
now, like
opened
I
doors.
I still have a speech defect, and I have to, do my little training every day. Sometimes I
Yeah,
use with my lecture. She make that time for me to practice with her, to work on
right.
my reading and thing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you advise to somebody who has a dream and they find it difficult? It seems like 1,000 miles away and they can't do it. They don't believe that they will ever reach there. What advice would you give to them?
Well, from my perspective, I would say I just go for it because it doesn't matter what obstacle you may face. Like nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it and then you work towards it. I mean, like somebody will see you because me,
I
I
love
was
that
when you're
advice.
saying I thought I would put makeup too.
When you said, "Hey, I thought Donna would be putting makeup too." No, no, no. I didn't ask him
No.
to. No, no, no. It was just me. That's why I cleared that when I just came in. I said, persons were
Mm,
asking whether he would be putting makeup. I said, no, I would be the only one putting makeup
yeah.
today. He would just be educating us and sensitizing us on his
Hmm.
journey, his experience his with mental health, with
Yeah.
social media, and the matter, stuff like that, mental health,
Hmm.
bullying, and social media. This is the main thing we will be talking about, and I will be the only one putting makeup. Mm-mm.
Putting
I
makeup.
never
Yeah.
done makeup on his face. Why would I ask him to put the how is
Yeah.
it, Maui?
So I was saying that, like sometimes you work on your dreams and like someone will see you. In my case, I actually thought like I was doubting myself. Or it's like, let me see how I will do that. Like that's impossible. Like I didn't go to school, to be any journalist, to work in the media and that kind of thing. So
Right.
when I just left school in 2017, I applied for a job at HDS, and then I
Yeah.
said that I missed they had no they had no vacancies. But I say even if there are no vacancies, like what's the best thing to do? So I say okay, I'll go. I'll ask them if I can just volunteer and like see how things going
Right.
along and whatever. So about
Oh,
2 weeks again, the receptionist was going on vacation. So I was holding a position for her until I stayed there
okay.
for probably about 2 years or so. And
That's
then
awesome.
now, when I left HTS, I was just like, I had nothing to do. And then I was speaking to my friend about the media and I was going to do it. And then she told me
Mm.
to, try NBC because that's where she works. And then the same day I went, the same day I got through. I
Wow.
did my little
You guys
internship and then,
never give up. And I
yeah.
think it's very, very important to manifest what you want to do.
Yeah,
Sometimes
man,
we
yeah,
don't
that's
have
important.
faith, and then we say, you know
Yeah.
what? I will never be the one. You have to speak positivity on your life.
Mhm.
Claim what you want. Speak about it. Let people
Yeah.
learn. Eventually, when you focus on it, it will come to you. You will see that signs. You will see
Mhm.
stuff. You
Mhm.
will see a poster about it asking for a vacancy and different things. And that is
Yeah.
very important to do. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that because even with me,
Mhm.
sometimes I say, oh my goodness, I have dreams. I want to start my YouTube channel. And why me? Why is
Like
God just
you have to
telling me
start
to do this and
somewhere.
putting this in my subconscious mind, in my, you know? But you have to just tell yourself, drop the drama
Yeah.
and you speak positivity and
Mhm.
do what you have to do and do it. So that is very important. So I'm happy that
Yeah,
you sharing the
you have to
journey.
start somewhere. No matter
Yeah,
how small or where you start, like eventually like it will progress and things will
yeah.
fall into place.
Yeah. So I'm just
Yeah.
basically just singing my pause
Oh.
just so that because
I know nothing about makeup.
that's okay. That's okay. I've been doing it, so I will not be speaking about it too much because I'm trying to keep my
Oh.
life
So how
within
long
an
does it take to
hour,
do
and most
makeup?
times they pass the hour.
How long does it
Yes.
take to do makeup?
Well, for me, I take 45 minutes, like if I'm really focused,
45
like I
minutes.
have to do
Oh.
everything, my eyebrows, eyelashes, everything.
Thank you, Winia. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Some people
yes.
that take
I'm
more than
so
an hour,
proud
you
of you
can.
and just that there as well. I'm so very proud of you. I remember you motivated me, and I always keep on telling you, thank you for motivating me because
Oh.
if I moved and you tell me I motivate you, and sometimes you don't
Yeah,
even
of
know,
course.
but
Like that's how it is.
you
Eh?
do it.
We have to
Yeah,
motivate each other. Yeah.
exactly. I remember
Mhm.
when I was moving and I felt like I was starting to go into depression. I'm like, that's how it
Mhm.
feels. It felt like you
Yeah.
just some cloudiness in your mind. And for me, my personal experience was I'm happy. I still feel happy, but there's just
Mhm.
like the moving and everything, moving away from my family and having to adjust. It was just a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
corona and everything, a lot of heaviness on my mind. And I
Mhm.
felt like I was just going into depression. And it was something like when I spoke to you about it, I spoke
Mhm.
to my family about it and whatnot,
Yeah.
and I posted it on social media. A lot of persons tell me like when they moved, they felt like they were depressed because they were away from their family, and I was experiencing that. And I'm so happy that I spoke about it because when you speak about
Yeah.
it,
When you speak about it,
it's like, yeah, you feel like you're not the
that's
only
the
one
best thing you
going
can
through
ever
this.
do. Speak
Yes,
about it. Yeah.
this weights get lift off your shoulder. People telling you
Mhm.
what to do, they give you advice. For me, what worked was when I started to exercise and whatnot because I was just in the house, just being a wife and eating away. I'm like, when I started to exercise, that really helped me. Just to
Mhm.
blood, sweat out the toxins, and I felt like I was pumped. Life
Yeah.
is journey. Let me keep on going.
Mhm.
I got this, and a lot of
But obviously, like sometimes,
affirmations
like you
with
leave.
me as well. Affirmations telling myself,
Mhm.
you can get through this. You are enough. You this. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You have to tell yourself these things because lo and behold, when you tell yourself it, it becomes your reality.
Mhm. Exactly. And like it's so important, like as you said, to speak positivity into your life, and
Yeah.
and always keep yourself occupied, because when
Hmm.
I was not doing anything, it used to get me depressed a lot. And like you see this here,
Right.
like every day is the same thing, I repeat of the same thing, that
Right.
kind of thing. And
Yeah.
then as soon as get out of the house, and then you out there doing something like you enjoy doing, something you like,
Yeah.
then you begin to feel better, especially like if you feeling depressed and you speak about it.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can ever
Even
do.
going out even going out to have an
Hmm.
adventure because I remember you took us to this famous waterfall. Imagine my father has bananas on this side of the hill. On the other side of the hill, there's
Yeah.
wonderful waterfall. I always wanted to go and I kept on seeing you posting
Hmm.
pictures. I'm like, you know what? Let me just straight out there. Donnell, take me there.
Yeah.
Let's go. I always wanted to go. And that was just so
Hmm.
refreshing, spending time with my friends, with you, having a
Wow.
laugh,
Hmm.
being free in the water. It was amazing. So going out to nature because nature just brings out your inner youth.
Yeah,
You
of
feel like
course.
really
Hmm.
enjoy yourself. Yeah. So it's very important to do stuff. Don't just stay there in the dark room and say, trust me, just amalgamates the issue and it makes it worse.
When you
Yeah,
said
we
yes,
know
was
that.
motivating me to get out of my comfort zone. We felt, oh, thank you so much. When you
Awesome.
when there's a whole mood you.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, she is. And it's so
Mhm.
important. You don't even realize, like I said, how you
Like I
motivate
so
people by
happy for our growth.
taking
Like
that step
probably
forward.
yeah, like to get out of your comfort zone. Like
Yeah.
it's good to feel uncomfortable sometimes. Go
Yeah,
out
because
there, do your
I
thing.
understand that when you're uncomfortable, it brings growth. Sometimes that's your body telling you, move forward, do
Yeah.
stuff, do this, do that. Even to feel anxious, it's sometimes
Mm-hmm.
important because it's your body telling you you need to move or your body's about
Yeah.
to fight with something. Yeah, because before I came on this a little bit, I was feeling a little bit anxious. I'm like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like that regularly, but it came today because the whole week I was so bubbly and happy and
Mm-hmm.
doing. I feel like I was in my A game in terms of being a wife, doing my chores, doing what I had to do, doing some me time, but a little bit, I felt a little bit anxious. Today I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing that. But it was just my body telling me, Keisha, you have this life to do, and then you have to prepare for it. So I'm like, go, 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 go. Do breakfast for my husband. Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Fix it,
Even
do
with
that.
me, when I just not just like maybe a week when I was just at NBC doing my interviews and things, and then I
Yeah,
used to feel so anxious. Like I used to have anxiety a lot every
yeah,
day. So like when they tell me, don't you have to go out and you have to interview such and such person, especially I have to go at the press conference with the prime minister and whatnot, and
right.
I have to do the interviews. Tell me, I used to like have anxiety, but I used to tremble, and then they said, don't have no you to grow some balls. You the one with the camera, you the one with the mic. Don't feel don't feel intimidated by anybody. Just go, do your thing. No one will bite you, no one will eat you. You're the one asking the questions. At the end of the day, that's what's important. Go out, do your work,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. Yeah, and that was like the best thing I could have heard.
Yeah, and I think it's
Yeah.
important to sometimes just drop the drama. Don't make it all
Hmm.
about you, but what you about to do. And I
Yeah.
was listening to this podcast this week by Gina DV, and it helped me so much. She was just pouring into you. She was just saying like it's important to pour into your spirit, to pray, to just drop the drama when
Hmm.
you have hope. Just focus on it and do what you have to do. Sometimes we have triggers, and yeah, we have triggers based on what other people do. And we sit in the sidelines, we don't do anything, and we have these triggers, and we get even jealous of what other people doing just
Hmm.
because we're not doing anything. Sometimes we
Exactly.
it's not
Yeah.
about them, it's just about us and what we don't do. So we just have to
Hmm.
drop the drama, focus on ourselves, our dreams, and then just watch it come to a reality. The faster you can take that first step and the next step and the next step, eventually I believe that you must get better, you must
Hmm.
improve, and you will be able to achieve that goal. Yeah, so let's talk about
Hmm.
bullying. Have you ever been bullied? And tell us about, how
Of
you
course.
handle the situation and what you did and whatnot.
Mhm. Well, I've been put out of times, especially with, the whole suicide thing. Like
Right.
after my suicide attempt, and I'd be walking in the streets, and people would make fun out of it. I remember,
Seriously?
yeah, I remember the first, like after the suicide attempt, the first time I went out, I went by myself, and the social worker like applauded me for that. He's like, I find you really brave, you know. After
Mm.
that just happened, and I came out by myself. I took the bus and everything, and
Wow. And how was that experience for you?
I don't know. Like I wasn't. I felt good. Like I survived, and then I'll be like I have a chance. Basically, I have a chance to live life again.
Yeah.
So I was going to counseling at that time, and then
Yeah.
I couldn't go to school yet because I couldn't really speak properly and everything like that. I
That
was
was
still
the
in pain.
first time after
Hmm.
grade six?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then when I got to before, people were making fun and people were saying, "Oh, Grandma Zoom, got people that give Grandma Zoom, all kind of things."
What they said?
So like they were calling me Grandma Zone.
Seriously?
Yeah, I remember, like I can remember
You
like
have
the
the audacity
article.
to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Even after you
And
come from
then
an experience like that, eh?
the next
Wow.
time again, I I couldn't go back home because that's where the situation happened. And then
Okay.
the social worker came with me and she took all my things at home, and then I had to go to a different place. So apparently, I think it was The Voice. They wrote a news article about a missing person, and like that
Uh,
was me.
okay.
So they went by my grandmother, interviewed the whole family and thing, take out pictures, all kind of thing they did, and post it online about a missing person. But all kind
Right.
I was not missing. I was going to school already and everything. So
So, so you never told them that,
I
or
don't know
they
what
just
kind of I don't
wanted,
know. I don't know. But
they just
I mean
wanted
like
a,
okay, if it's like
they
a
just
missing
wanted,
person and I going to
they
school all
just,
the time, how can I be missing?
that's what I don't understand. If they just wanted some clout,
Yes,
some
like
views
just
on you.
misinformation and whatnot. So like people are making fun out of it, all kind of which is
Wow.
already.
Yeah, and I think that we need to really
Especially at
do all
school,
that.
when I almost dropped out of school because of that. Like some of the children were making fun out of the situation and all that.
Wow.
Yeah. So like bullying is something
Sometimes
like
we really need to put
you
a
have
check on
to.
the children because every time we were in ready mode to fight. And if somebody do this to my child or not, but you have to sometimes put yourself in the position that your child is doing the bullying and also educate them, sensitize them on how these things can
Mhm.
have adverse effects. Tell them that these things are not good to do. Sometimes your child is a bully, and we're always
Yeah.
ready to fight for our child, we're not educating them to not do this thing. Don't be the bully because these things have a long term, lifetime effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
And
so
like
happy that
definitely
you're
bullying,
coming
like
out
you have
about
to
it.
grow a thick skin, and like as long as you know yourself, like
Yeah,
you know what you stand for, and all that kind of thing. You need to have like a high self-esteem, self-confidence. Like anything people say will affect you to that point and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Especially on
You
social
really need
media.
to go through it, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You really need to just build that thick skin because according to something somebody told me, sometimes in life it's not about you not always be
Mm-hmm.
happy. You have to decide that you're going to be happy regardless of what. So if somebody give you a positive compliment or a negative
Mm-hmm.
compliment, it's not about you. You have to just neutralize that charge and then
Yeah.
continue on your journey. You cannot just go down into like a slumber and just say, "Oh my goodness, this person told me this, and I have to try and please them." You just have to let all of these things go and focus on your empowerment, your growth, your journey. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you if somebody give you a good compliment, you say, "Eh, look how you rich." That person tell me,
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm beautiful, and that's it. You will not be the best version of yourself. So that's why I always say, whether somebody give me a positive, put this under my eye, a positive remark, a compliment,
Mm-hmm.
or a negative remark, I'm just gonna neutralize that charge because
Mm-hmm.
this is not me. I know who I am, and I'm gonna tell myself who I am and use that to
Exactly.
empower
Yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Especially on social media, like bullying these days is like real
Yeah. Let's
on
talk about
social media.
cyberbullying
Mm-hmm. Because
because
the last we talked,
we know that
the
it's not
last time,
only physical bullying and beating the person boop boop boop
mm-hmm.
or I mean boop boop boop.
Yeah.
Or just sending remarks in the physical
Mm-hmm.
world, but there is also virtual or
Yeah.
cyberbullying. It's very, very, very prominent.
Because the last time I went on Facebook and then I saw like a picture of one of the ministers that was,
Yeah,
going viral on social media. And
right,
it reminded me of the same situation. Like, when Chadwick came on social media looking
right,
different, and people were saying,
yeah,
making memes out of his situation, saying he was
exactly.
smoking on drugs, all kind of things people were saying.
Yeah,
And it
that's
reminded me of
so
that
true.
situation. because that the first time people take pictures, make memes out of it and make fun out
Mhm.
of and whatnot.
I
And
always
then
believe that there is a joke.
yeah, a joke,
There's
and
a
then
joke and there is
mhm,
just unacceptable things that
yeah,
you can do about people because we are human beings, we laugh and whatnot.
hmm,
But you just have to know how you say in your things or what you
yeah,
say.
exactly.
Certain things are unacceptable. And I
Especially on
actually
social
think she was
media.
going through some issue with her skin or hair,
Yeah,
whatnot. I think why
mhm,
she made the decision to just cut
yeah.
it all down. You never know what
And
somebody
your
is going
hair
through.
today or tomorrow, you actually die of cancer or something. It will be the same on to come on social media and preach to you about, oh, be nice, be kind.
Exactly.
You never have people going through all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
So,
That's a very nice and informative.
mhm,
Yeah. And I'm so happy that you decided to stand up for her, even if you don't have a personal
yeah.
relationship or you don't
Hmm.
know. But stuff
I
like
don't
that,
even
it's
involves
important
like
for people like
politics
you
in.
because there are third party bullies. The third party bullies
Hmm.
are not the ones who actually do the bullying, but they're the ones
Hmm.
encouraging, jeering, laughing, encouraging the bully to
Yeah.
continue. And I always said to myself, you know what? If this is what it takes to be popular, I don't want to be popular. When I was at
Hmm.
school, I know there are
Hmm.
certain always trying to bully persons, because they're not doing this or they're not in that.
Yeah.
At a certain age in secondary school, people want to bully you
Hmm.
because you have a boyfriend or whatnot. I
Yeah.
said, if this is what it takes to be popular, I don't want to be popular. Let me stay by myself and what I want to do. Yeah,
And sometimes like we see that thing happen, and because we want to
yeah,
in the source, like you comment and you make fun out of it too, you share. And
yeah,
imagine like you can see like how persons have no empathy when it comes to these kind of things. I made a whole post about bullying and thing, and people still took the post, share it with all kind of funny captions. Like it was still funny,
yeah.
and then like you can see like how persons are
Still
going to
thinking
understand.
their learning has
Hmm.
not taken place
Yeah.
because once the learning has taken place, you see a
Hmm.
difference. You see actions being changed.
Yeah.
So, in as much as you try to sensitize persons, if they don't want to
Hmm.
learn, it's so difficult.
Because they feel like they
Like I
have to
was
be in the
saying, like even if I am not the active person bullying somebody, I don't participate in this thing. That's one thing I don't
mm,
do. I see somebody have a phone on social media,
mhm.
I will not
And
share it. You
imagine,
never find me sharing something like that. If something is funny, there are genuinely funny things I can share. It. But stuff like that, you will not find me participating in that because I am encouraging it.
yeah,
Even
yeah, mm,
stuff like accidents, like photography thing, I think that's very
mhm,
sensitive stuff. I would not even participate in that,
yeah,
like sharing stuff like that. I find that as the family private thing. You wouldn't want to be, you have a family member that gone through something like that and you're seeing them all over social
mhm,
media. I think people should just stop doing that. Try to
exactly. And then imagine, right? What I was saying, yeah, I was saying like other persons like I guess like they know that thing is wrong, and they will still take part in it because they want to be part of the source or part of what's going on. So like they
Yeah.
comment, they share, saying it in group chat, something. And like that's
Yes.
so wrong, because you never know what people going through mentally.
Exactly.
And even if it wasn't me, like I still got a bit emotional because I
Mm-hmm.
know her personally. And then when I started working at NBC, she messaged me personally, and then she sent me a whole encouraging message and whatnot.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
yeah, and then to see like whenever people going through, and you go on social media and you see, your pictures being used as memes and
Memes and
that.
stuff. You have to
Yeah.
be a very strong person to be able to
Hmm.
go through this thing and just say, you know what, it's okay. And we need to admit that not everybody is strong. Not everybody is always
Sure. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because sometimes we just don't feel good, and you never know what can
Hmm.
trigger you and just make you just snap out of it.
Yeah.
So it's very important for us to just, even if we see somebody they're looking good, always happy, trying their best,
Yeah.
they're still struggling internally, mentally. So always encourage them. If you do have nothing good to say, send a word of encouragement. You see they're lapsing in something, they will try and say, okay, this is what you should do, as opposed to saying, that's what that person do. You this, you cannot walk in heels. You cannot this.
Exactly.
Come,
Yeah.
I will show you how to walk in heels. And I will not make a joke out of it because this thing can just break somebody's spirit. If that person had a dream to be a model, their whole life, their whole dream,
Mm-hmm.
they,
Yeah,
it
that's true.
diminish, yeah,
It can
just like that.
bring you back to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy thing. And
Mhm.
when that person could have been a credit to society, now they've been
Yeah.
a menace. They're a
Mm-hmm.
burden on the government, a burden on their family. We don't realize how these things can just have domino effects on
Affect.
people. This
Yeah.
is why I make it my duty and speak about it on my platform because it's very important so that we can just speak about mental health, know that it's something that is
Yeah.
existing,
Exactly.
especially in today's society and with the advent of social media.
And like like that's why I always like people still haven't understand the importance of speaking about mental health because sometimes you will speak to someone about something you're going through, or you tell them like, okay, I'm going through such and such, and then you're feeling
Yeah,
depressed, you're feeling suicidal and whatnot. And sometimes like the way they take it is like just want attention, or you
right,
just feeling it, or like but like when something
right.
really happened, that's when like they express sympathy and that kind of thing. So like we're
That's
supposed to
crazy.
understand like mental health to the point like it's a very serious thing, and persons like really suffer with mental health issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thank you
Hmm.
so much for being an advocate for mental health.
Yeah.
I hope that everything works out for you with your
But I'm
foundation.
really looking to start back.
And I wouldn't
I
mind
will
to be an ambassador for it as well.
exactly because I started good, but like everybody want to be part of something. I want to actually do the work, like to reach out to do this and do that.
Yeah,
Like they never
right.
want to do that. So that's
That's
why I
very,
just like stop everything and say if I have to do it by myself, I will do it by
yeah,
myself. So now I speaking to some of the ministers,
yeah,
to come on board. So I'll be able to have like much better resources or
right,
whatnot to
right.
reach out to people. Because even if like on a daily basis, like I have so many people messaging me on my
Yeah,
social media, like they want advice. They feel suicidal, I have to stay up late nights to be on the phone, you know?
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I think that would be an awesome thing for you to do. Have your foundation, especially knowing what it entails. You have been through it
Yeah.
all, so you feel like just what they call it, the quintessential person to do
Mm-hmm.
this. Yeah,
Yeah. But let's talk about like social media and like some
yeah,
negative impacts
yeah.
of social media. Yeah.
I feel like with the advent of social media, it just has weighed down on a lot of persons just because
Mm-hmm.
people stay in their rooms or they stay in their homes or
Yeah.
their situations and they see this one posted picture. Sometimes they can
Mm-hmm.
take every dime just to have that look and we think that
Mm-hmm.
they have a better life than you and
Then
whatnot.
yeah.
But I believe that everybody is struggling. Some people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you
Everybody
just feel that,
struggles. Yeah.
yeah, everybody have their struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And not
Some wouldn't
necessarily
post it, some
everybody is
wouldn't,
at a different level of their struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're at the beginning, for example, when I start my YouTube channel, I'm like, OMG, this person has 1,000 followers. But
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah. That's
realizing
social
that
media on a whole.
me not realizing that I just start today. So I need to have
Mm-hmm. You
patience.
just start,
I
yeah.
need to take my time. I need to grow. This person has is in the middle of the journey because they
Mm-hmm.
have put in the work. They have, they did what it took for them to
Mm-hmm.
reach at that level. So we need to one, stop comparing ourselves to persons.
You
It's very
ordered, yeah.
important because when we compare ourselves to persons, it takes
Mm-hmm.
away from us our true nature,
Mm-hmm.
what we are. We try to compete and try to be
Mm-hmm.
that person
Mm-hmm.
when that person is walking in their path. And it can have a very adverse effect on our
Yeah.
mental health because we put in too much pressure on ourselves to try
On
to
our
be
shirts,
like
yeah.
this person, as opposed to just being authentic and being ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I find that sometimes I was going through these triggers, right? Like I watching somebody, probably the person same age with me, and I'm like, wow, this person has already have the undergraduate degree,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't got my undergraduate degree. Or like some person would watch and say, how can she get married and I'm not married as yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a working process, a work in progress. And then sometimes your journey is at the beginning, that person is already closer to the end of their journey.
Yeah.
We need to just focus on ourselves, like I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and stop comparing. Comparison is just a thief of joy.
It's a killer
In
itself.
our mental health. Yeah. And I
Mm-hmm.
find like even when I spend too much time on a WhatsApp, on Instagram, whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
I just go into like this deep hole. So
Yeah.
I yeah, I personally just try to use it for positive stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have my YouTube channel. I say, let me reach out to persons, speak
Yeah.
on issues that impact society to help
Mm-hmm.
empower persons, teach them a skill, how to do makeup and whatnot, instead of just going and scrolling and being meaningless. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I try to do personally, I try to like instead of being on WhatsApp just watching people's status,
Yeah.
I'm not even posting on my WhatsApp status anymore. I would post my
Mm-hmm.
picture in the family group, in my friends' sats group or whatnot. I will let them see what I want to do. So those persons who are really meaningful to me, I posting it to them. I want to see there's
Yeah.
whatnot. Instead of just scrolling and trying to watch what they're doing, I would call them. How are you doing? Have
How are
that
you
more
doing? Yeah.
personal level relationship and use it
Mm-hmm.
for a more positive impact as opposed to just
Yeah.
spending hours and wasting hours sometimes on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and
Yeah.
whatnot. If I would post something positive and inspiring as opposed to something negative, if I am
Mm-hmm.
on there, this was intriguing to me, and I
Yeah.
would like other people to know. Yeah, but let me tell you, social media is just a whole other topic on its own.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and it can definitely pull you in. Sometimes I have something to do and I wake up, I find myself going into social media. The first thing to take my phone, let me see who messaged me, telling myself, oh, when you finish answer these quick messages, you will just continue, you will just go on to do
Yeah.
what you
And
have
you
to do.
never
And you find yourself
actually
wasting so
continue.
much time. Yeah, and by the
Mm-hmm.
time, oh my God, it's a drag. So we need to know how to have self-control as well, and then do what we have to do. Then go to the social media and not be
Mm-hmm.
dragged into it. Yeah, so what advice would you give persons on that on social media?
So,
On
okay, let me
so
just start by saying that, like, as you said, like, never compare yourself to you and what you see on social media. Social media is like, create that kind of illusion in our head, like you're supposed to
yeah,
look like this, do that, like, all kind of like what you're supposed to be and whatnot. So,
right.
for me, when I started using Instagram and that kind of thing, I used to follow all kind of celebrities and saying like, let me
Mhm,
see that person, popular, and that person, have all that kind of thing, and then you want to
mhm,
sometimes look like them and start to act like them and thing.
right.
So when I started growing and understanding, like things a bit more, I repackage everything and then I unfollow all celebrities. So like if you see me following one celebrity someone I really like I unfollow like basically all celebrities, that
Wow. Was it
yeah.
was it just like local celebrities or international
International
celebrities?
celebrities.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would just say like never like, be hard on yourself. Like take your own pace. Like,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
happens in the right time. Like you don't have to be married at young age. You don't have to have your
Yeah.
degree and now do
Yeah.
everything now for now because what you see on social media like is always the finished product. So
Yes.
for
And
example, mm,
let me just like that life is a journey. Sometimes we put pressure on ourselves. We
mm,
feel like okay, I'm 18, I need to go
Yeah.
and do my degree now. By the time I'm 21, I should have my degree.
Mhm.
But you have to have your
Exactly.
finances in place. You have to do things when you're
Mhm.
mentally ready. We don't want to just rush and do it
Rush
and then
everything.
that we
Yeah.
don't even use the degree. Because I know so many persons that rush and do a degree just to show persons in
Yeah.
society that
Just
they
to
have a
have
degree.
something. Yeah.
That's not their passion. That's not,
Mhm.
you know what their knack is? I
Mhm.
always said to myself, like after I came from A level, whatnot, I want to enjoy life. I want to jump carnival.
Mhm.
I want to do pageantry. That's what I like, things like that. And I will not go back to school unless it's something that I'm really passionate
You.
about. And
Yeah. Yeah.
one thing I learned the hard way too was that school is always there. Persons go to school at
Mhm.
all ages, so never be hard on yourself. It's
Exactly.
gonna be harder, maybe the older you get, I'm gonna be honest, if you have children and whatnot, it's gonna be
Mhm.
harder. But as long as you know how to prioritize yourself, your life school will
Mhm.
always be there. You can always
Exactly.
educate and empower yourself. And I would, advise, especially our black community, to empower yourself. Always try to
Empower
do
yourself.
something for
Yeah.
yourself because we find ourselves always trying to be of service to other persons and we
Mhm.
never, put that attention, that energy, that service to ourselves. Just like you're a baby, take care of yourself. This is why this channel is very best
Yeah.
to unleash the very best version of you at your pace, at
Mhm.
your time, and also understanding the divine timing of things. When it's ready to happen,
Yeah.
it will
Exactly.
happen. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. Yeah. So I'm so happy that you mentioned that point of stop
Yeah.
comparing your others on
Mhm.
social media. It's just an
Because
illusion.
like that's
People
what
need a
happens
finished
most
product.
times. Like you find a lot of persons like they feel like they have to do everything at once, like and
Yeah.
that's why like it comes to a point where you feel mentally like you
Heavy.
begin not to
So
feel okay.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this.
So
Like,
you
yeah,
want
I
to
supposed
rush
to
to
have
do
my house.
this.
I supposed to have my degree. I supposed to have my car. I
Hmm.
supposed to have, and sometimes they go into unnecessary debt, just to prove
Exactly.
to persons in
To prove a
society
point.
that,
Yeah.
oh, I have this car, I have this, I have this,
Hmm.
that. Whereas they could have paced themselves and do it
Yeah.
according to how they can do it. I have
Hmm.
no problems with people enjoying life and having the quote unquote finer things in life,
Hmm.
but don't do it just to show people
To
that
show
on
people.
social
Yeah.
media, I
And at the
can
end of
drive.
the day, like you're not
Yeah,
even happy.
you're not happy, and then you're feeling so
So like, what's the
overwhelmed
point of
and
trying to
burdened.
please people? They're not happy
Yeah,
because a lot of times what people do? They do it just for social media, and
yeah,
behind
that's what I'm
closed doors, they're
saying.
not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's so important to take care of your well-being first before trying to please other people or
Exactly.
trying to make other people happy.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to do this, and I wanted to do a vlog about relationship vlog. I'm so like sensitive about my relationship because no
Hmm.
relationship is perfect and
It's
everything. I don't
perfect.
want
Yeah.
to be all out them giving persons that illusion, that
And that's the
impression
thing
that it is
about
perfect, and
social
then other
media.
people killing themselves or doing
Hmm.
unnecessarily things just to think that they want to live like Keisha. And then sometimes Keisha life is not perfect. She's just trying and whatnot, or she's trying to show you how to or
Hmm.
whatnot. Sometimes that can just have the negative thing for things. Yeah. So that's why I said,
Yeah.
I'm focused on very best, unleashing the very best version of you. The very best version of Donnell will
Yeah.
not be the very best version of Keisha. So that's
Hmm.
why I wanted to focus on that aspect of it, lifestyle, but
Hmm.
unleashing the king and the queen in you. That's
Yeah.
that's the motive for this channel. Empowering person, telling persons, what to do, what not to do, just to empower themselves and their journeys. Yeah.
I wanted to add like that. Like on social media, it will just like seems to you like everything is perfect when it's really not.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
just like the end product. Say for example, okay, you do your makeup right now, right?
Right.
So during your makeup process, you either take out something, you do this, you do that. It's a whole struggle just to finish do your makeup. But
Right.
when you post your final look on social media, people don't see all what you went through to get that final look.
That
So
final look, the
you
process.
post you post your final look, then everybody be like, wow, so perfect. Like, all the
Yeah.
compliments and things, but they know the backstory behind what you
Okay.
went through to
Yeah, like somebody
for your
just posting a
final.
picture.
Yeah.
I did my degree,
Hmm.
but were they showing you all the times they burned
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
midnight oil, or were they showing you all the times where they had to sacrifice those parties that
Yeah.
every night we went to, or they wanted to go and pay for that party, but they paid for school?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I think like a lot of it is fake, and persons, I think
Yeah.
people should show
A lot
persons
of
their
it is just
journey.
like made believe, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we there comparing ourselves with
Hmm.
why that person have that? Why this that? Me,
Hmm.
that's one thing I try my best not to do there,
Yeah. Not to do.
honestly. Because you never know how somebody got something, what they
Mhm.
did, the sacrifices to get there, whether it be positive
Yeah.
or negative. Yeah.
Mhm.
I always say I'm not rushing myself for nothing. I'm
That's
giving
yeah.
myself time.
Never
If it's
rush
not meant
yourself
to happen, God
unless
will
you're
not put
ready.
it in the books for me. But if it's
Hmm.
meant to happen, God will tell me, He will direct me, He will show me, He will guide me, give me the signs. When trust me, I will just mention that I'm a praying woman, I'm a very spiritual being,
Yeah.
I'm highly
Hmm.
intuitive, and God tells me when I speak to God and I tell God, God give me the discretion as to whether this is for me to go for it,
Hmm.
to not go for it. God tells me I'm a very highly intuitive,
Yeah.
especially as a woman, very
Hmm.
highly intuitive. I can tell a positive vibe, a negative vibe very quickly. One thing about me, and I pray to God and I ask God for discernment, and He never
Yeah.
fails.
And that's the thing. Like when you pray to God and
So,
thing, like you always,
yeah.
sense it
Mm-hmm.
and know when something is right or when something is the best
Yeah,
thing
well,
for you. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So like God always lead you to the right direction.
Yeah, I
And
definitely.
anything God has in store for you, no matter how much time it take, where you go,
Mm-hmm.
or what, it will happen for you. No
Yeah.
matter who
Well,
try to fight you down, who try to bring you
period.
down, it
Period.
will
Period.
it will
Period.
happen for
And
you.
that
Yeah.
on that. Yeah. And sometimes we just do not want to appreciate the journey. We just want to
Hmm.
get to
Hmm.
the destination, and that's why I want
Yeah.
to read. But like I always said, the dream is in the action. The dream
Hmm.
is journey. That's where you have to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Time to do it. Don't rush it. Learn. Do what you have
Hmm.
to do. And eventually, step by step, you will definitely get there. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
with the advent of social media and everybody comparing themselves, work on you,
Hmm.
work on yourself, work on your craft. Yeah.
Hmm.
And stop staying back in the sidelines and just watch
Yeah. Yeah.
people do it. And then, that could just breed bitterness, jealousy, and say, why
Hmm.
that person can do that? I'm better than that person. Why is that
Yeah.
person doing it and I'm not doing it? Because you're not putting the actionable steps to do it.
Hmm.
Sometimes people say, may say, I've heard persons say, this person is half as good as I am, but they're doing
Hmm.
the thing that
Hmm.
I want to do. And it's because you
Yeah.
don't want to, you don't, you're thinking about what everybody have to say, what they
Hmm.
think, and trying to please everybody. Yeah, give us a little bit of advice on that. What do you think about, you know, um persons, or what advice can you tell persons that just on the wayside, they don't want to step into the dream, they're thinking about what other persons think? Yeah, give us a little bit of advice on that. What do you think about
Okay,
that?
like they have a saying in Creole, I think. Like,
Right.
not all dogs are back, you have to, or if that's person that you have to stop, that kind of thing. So basically, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I say, like, it has to be about you, your mindset, like
Yeah,
what you put your mind to do already. So
yeah,
if you want to do something, you have to do it for yourself, not listen to the like what people will say, what he say, what she say.
amen.
Just do what you think is best for you. Go for it, and then in the process, they will have obstacles, they will have discouragements, they will have fight on. But the goal is to keep going. Just keep going, and eventually you will get there. And like 2 years down the line, or however long it takes, you're like, wow, I did
I'm
that.
so happy that you
Yeah.
highlighted that in the process. there will have hurdles. There will be challenges. There will
Mm-hmm.
be fight down and whatnot.
And to
But
me,
you have to
like that's the
focus.
beauty of it all. So like to me, that's the beauty of it. Okay, you wanted
Yeah,
to go to the waterfall, right? The last
yeah,
time, and
right.
then we decided to go. And let's just say, look at all the little challenges we had. It was raining,
Yes, it
like
was
we
raining.
falls,
We fell,
or
we
like
slide down the hill, we laughed.
so.
Oh my
So
goodness.
like I say, this happened, right? And we
Mhm.
just like go, and like everything was boom bam bam. Like we go by the
Yeah,
waterfall, like nothing happened.
right.
It was a sunny day. We go, we shower, and then we left. Like it
Mhm.
just like boring. So like to me, the
Yeah,
beauty of it is
it
like
would
the
not give more.
obstacles, the challenges, the little ups and
Exactly.
downs, and like
Yes.
like you overcame, like you overcame something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it
I,
all. Like you face your
I
little challenges,
love
you
this
rise
analogy
above
that you
it,
gave.
and you
Yeah,
move on. Yeah.
definitely. That's a
Mm.
wonderful analogy to just
Yes,
show
it will
that
always be like
that
a
you want
smooth
to do.
ride.
It
Yeah.
will never be a smooth ride. You have to
Mm-hmm.
tell yourself that I'm going to do this, and
Yeah.
regardless of whatever issue I face, I am going to overcome it, and I am going to reach at that
Yeah.
goal. Keep your eyes on the prize and continue
Mm-hmm.
up until you reach that
Yeah.
destination.
Mm-hmm.
We just said true, true, true.
Of course.
We just do a little bit of my eyebrows. I'm so happy I did my makeup quite quick today. You see, because I wasn't really teaching, I was just
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm done, basically. Let me just
And
add
they
a
have a
little bit.
good glow. It is.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the happiness. I try to tell
Yeah.
myself today that in
Mm.
spite of what happens to me in the day,
Yeah.
I'm going to intentionally be happy.
Be
Nobody have to
happy.
make
Yeah.
me smile. I'm going to intentionally smile. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do it and be it. Like sometimes I used to find myself right there whole day nobody there
Mm-hmm.
to talk to. My husband go to work, and I don't find myself smiling. I'm like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, girlfriend? You don't have nobody to make you smile, so you smile.
Exactly.
You make this
Yeah. As
mood.
you said that, I
I'm listening
tried.
to music, soca,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I like soca music, so I listen to my soca music. My music, the other music that I like, this is the I think it's a Jamaican. She said, "I'm so blessed. I'm so
Yeah. The
free."
angel. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
need nothing to be happy. Something like that. I like that song. So I
Yeah.
listen
Yeah.
to that.
I
I
know.
dance whilst I'm cooking. When I
Mm-hmm.
exercise, I listen to music or I listen to a podcast that positively inspires me because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, yes, we're on a journey, but we feel so overwhelmed because we don't have a community to support us in spite of the fact that
Yeah.
a lot of people say, Keisha, you motivate me and whatnot. But sometimes I feel down as well. I feel
Mm-hmm.
down. So I have to go back to my community of women that I see doing it, that is being a
Yeah.
mentor, that living their best life. And I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. Yeah, and they're educating me in spite of the fact that yes, we have issues, but still
Mm-hmm.
we can still smile, we can still work through our issues, we can still ask for help. Yeah, and that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing. Even like as a black woman, people tell you that you have to do everything, you have to be able to do
Mm-hmm.
everything. No, it's okay to have a support system. It's okay to ask for help. That's something that we find that we don't do. But it
Mm-hmm.
is okay to ask for help and seek support in the things that we want to seek support in. Yeah. Just like my
As you said,
arms.
mentioned that, I was just saying to myself on Friday, like I had a long weekend thing on Friday. So I
Yeah.
say I started to feel like a little bit sad, depressed, and thing. And like
Mm-hmm.
I want to cry. Like I seen everybody
Yeah.
passing, and like nobody not seeing like Donnell not himself. Like like I looking
Mm-hmm.
like Donnell, like I did, and like my mind far. Like I ready to cry. Like my mental health like bad already. And like I just said
Right.
to myself, like,
And it changes that
fuck.
fast. Huh?
Hmm?
It changes that fast.
Yeah, I just like forgot about it. Like nobody not seeing you looking and get someone like just go with the flow. So I
Mm,
go, I listen to music, I go home, I turn up, I had some little drinks, and make myself
Yeah,
happy. Yeah. It's like some people like never people never know what you go through, so
yeah,
it starts with you too. Yeah. To at least make yourself happy
yeah.
mentally.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I
And it's on
definitely agree
social
with that.
media
We
too. Like
don't have to look
sometimes,
for happiness in everybody else, but we can look for happiness
hmm
within.
even on social media too. Like sometimes people see you doing your things. People think like it's always shiny on your end and thing, but people don't know your journey and
Yeah,
thing.
on your
And then
struggle.
I want to highlight that. So like sometimes, okay,
Don't change that
especially
color.
in pageants and thing, you
Yeah,
take that step to go up for a pageant, and like say for example, like you win, everybody have their supporters. Everybody will have their opinion on who's supposed to
yeah,
win, who's supposed to do this, that, and the other. We all have like
right.
everybody's judges when it comes to pageants. And
Definitely.
people don't know what you go through to win the crown. People don't know all the obstacles, all the challenges you have to
Yeah,
overcome.
because everybody
That's not
that
gonna
goes
come
up for
for
the show
somebody.
wants to win,
Yeah.
and there can only be
So,
one winner.
hmm so like people just don't know. People don't know.
Yeah, a lot of it's always behind the scenes. You never know how hard somebody work for it. So we need
Hmm
to show appreciation because sometimes people have all this backlash and they tackle you even after the
Yeah.
show. They're online. They can never go on the stage, but they're
hmm
online, like the big bulldogs that they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And they commenting, oh, that person talent is this and that. That person dress is
Mhm.
this and that. Were you there to afford me the
Exactly.
opportunity to get more money
hmm
for me to buy a dress? Were you there giving me the encouragement?
And
So I just want, especially for the
put them in that
national
person's
carnival
shoes.
cruise too.
They cannot do shit.
Beg your pardon?
Most of them. Put them in that
Yeah,
person's shoes. They cannot do any better.
yes. Tell me about it. But they're criticizing
Some people are
somebody who
just
is
like
trying their best.
critics.
I'm not everybody doing it for the crown. Some persons like me,
hmm
especially, I was doing it because
Exactly.
I was a very shy individual at
hmm
first. But after my first pageant, it was a Creole pageant actually.
hmm
It was called Miss Music Millie Millie. I found out how I love pageantry. I was a tomboy. I get to be the most
hmm
girly queen you would ever find around. Yeah, I'm like,
Let me tell
OMG.
you a true joke.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a true joke.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that know me, like, know I'm really, really shy. Like, I'm very, very shy. I'm very quiet.
Yeah.
So, I remember once what I did. Well, I think I did the live with you on Rise.
Right.
Was it
With
with you or
Wenya.
Winia? Oh,
Because
Winia and I.
Because remember we had to
And
do that
then,
live. And I keep on
yeah.
every time we have to do a live, it's like I kept on
hmm
changing it on, you know what not. So finally we're here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she messaged me after and she said, Tony, I'm so impressed with your speaking skills or your interview skills. I'm
Who
like,
told you
girl, you don't
that?
even know. I was nervous. Huh?
Who told you that?
Winia,
Oh, wow.
yes, there is like good, for like after first time, like I really like
Uh-huh.
meant a lot. And like I was so shy at that time. Like I said, let me see, I'll take her with 40.
Wow.
And
You see,
then
that's
from
why you
that
just have
time,
to go for it.
yeah, from the time she told me that, like I just kept it going. I never really
Yeah.
told her, I was not, well, maybe I was shy at that time. And the thing, I
Right.
just took her with for it. I said, maybe that's true. Yeah, I believe her. And then from that time, I just kept it
Yeah, you did
going.
well. You did
And look at
awesome.
why I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
hmm
let me just highlight that sometimes even if intrinsic motivation is the best motivation, but
hmm
that one comment somebody can tell you that can
Yeah.
go
Like that
such
was
a
like
long way.
that was like a
Such
big
yeah,
like that was a big push
it can
for me.
just
Like
lift
when
you up
you're
to a levels that you never
hmm
knew existed. Look now, you're Mr. NBC. You
yeah,
are
when
you
she comes to me,
chocolate
like
give you
for
the
true, like
coffee.
at the time,
I
like
remember.
I said, I was like, maybe she just tell me that, but I said no, she not just telling me. I was
I
probably good for
remember.
you. And she told me, don't like I was so impressed with your interviews. Like, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
And like we did about to training and thing. And then
yeah,
look at that now. I always remember like when she told me that. Like even as
yeah.
an
Oh,
NBC now, I would say Miss when you told me that.
yeah, I remember with me being an
Yeah.
athlete. I know I was a good athlete. I was a natural athlete. I didn't even have to change
Mhm.
at the time. I didn't have to what they calling it train at the time, and I just
Just
go
now, what
boom,
she say?
within the race,
Octopus
whatever.
in the pumpkin. I'm out. Bon
Yes,
jibete yo.
forget I'm at Bonfet Junior Curl.
Chateau. Chateau a jamon.
I'm loving it. Yes, thanks for being an inspiration to others. Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy that you decided to join the Rise Up group. You're one
Mm-hmm.
of the founding
Mm-hmm.
members. I'm one of the founding members.
Yeah.
Yes, I was the person behind it, mostly pushing it and whatnot. But if it
Of
wasn't for
course.
your inspirational stories, just forming that group, that community to empower one
Yeah.
another, to motivate one another, it has definitely gone a long way for me and for so many other persons. So thank you for being the
Yeah. Like
advocate that
that's
you
a
are.
really good thing you did do. Like I was so
Yeah,
happy. Like when I
yeah,
like when you try
definitely,
to look
definitely.
at.
And a lot of persons have been
Yeah.
telling me they're really happy that I did that, and thank you for
Mm-hmm.
being out to the community and doing positive things. So yes, I
Yeah.
think we'll end today's live. We're just 5 minutes past the hour.
Mm-hmm.
We'll end today's live with not just your last words of motivation,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, take it away.
First of all, I like the final look. Like you're looking like the bride again.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank
Yes, I love
you.
that. Yeah. So
Thank
my
you.
last word would be everything you do it for you. Like just do
Yeah.
everything for yourself. It doesn't matter what people say, what people do. Like just do everything
Mhm.
like would be best for you. So whatever you want to do, go for it and make sure that you take care of your mental mental health before anything. Like even if I work it now and then I feel like I say today like I don't want to go to work on my mental health, I would say mental
Mhm.
health before everything. If today or tomorrow something happened to me, I would be replaced. So I take care of my mental health first, and then that's what's most important to me. So like everything you do, just do it for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and never compare yourself to others. Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to end on that note. Never, never, never compare yourself to others. Always write your goals down. Ask yourself, who am I, what I want to be, what I want to do, and just find your purpose. I think when we find our purpose in life, we always will be enthusiastic about it, and we always will be happy. Emotions change from happy to sad to angry. We will never always be happy, but if you find your purpose in life, you are always able to work towards that, to aspire, to inspire, and the matter. Also, don't compare yourself to others. The beginning of your journey might be different from the middle of somebody to the end of somebody else's journey. So never compare yourself
Hmm.
to others. Compare yourself on social media. Work on yourself. Work on your mental health. And stop the bullying. Don't encourage the bullying. Don't be a third party
Yeah.
supporter of the bullying.
Mm.
And let's just support and assist and empower one another in this journey called life.
Thank you so much for adding
Okay?
that part. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. So thank you very much for joining us today. It was a wonderful
You're
live.
welcome. I
I
love the
learned a
final look.
lot.
Make sure you do selfies.
Yeah.
I'll share it for you so
Thank
I can
you.
post.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I will. I
And
will
God so bad, girl,
definitely.
my phone battery make the life find it now on 2%. See?
Oh wow. Well, we did that just in the nick
That's
of
God's
time. So
plan.
I'm so happy God is working for us
Yeah.
and He's always on
So
our side. Yes, and since you mentioned that,
yeah.
remember everything that happens to you is happening for you. Never, never underestimate the
For
power
you.
of that.
Yeah.
Everything that is happening to you, whether it's positive or negative, is happening for you. And if we are able to
For you.
understand
Yeah.
that, we know that, you know, with every disappointment, there's a blessing, something
A
bigger is
blessing.
coming. So
Yeah.
let's just focus on the
Hmm.
positivity, and empower ourselves. Thank you, Donna. Let me just highlight, like, subscribe, share if you
Yeah.
haven't. Share, support, support, support. Yes,
Yeah.
and maybe somebody else need that word of encouragement, that word
Uh,
of advice and wisdom in their life today. So thank you
yeah.
for being a blessing in
And send me
somebody's
your
life.
selfie so I could poster. Same speed.
Definitely, definitely,
All right.
definitely. You know,
Thank
I
you so
love
much
to
for
take a
having
good
me. Yeah.
picture.
All right.
Yes. Have a blessed Sunday.
Yeah.
Enjoy
You
the
too.
October today pumpkin. And
Mm,
let me just enjoy my dumpling and DT
dumpling and
cocoa.
cocoa.
Yes, dumpling and cocoa tea. All right. All the best.
Yeah.
Love you, and thank you for joining. Very best by Kesha
Always. Yeah.
Verneuil-Joyeux. I
All
am
right.
your
Take
host,
care. Yeah.
Kesha
Take care for now.
Verneuil-Joyeux. Bye.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so this is the end of today's episode. Hopefully, you like that. You gained a word of encouragement and support for your journey. We spoke about mental health, bullying, and social media, and the fact that people sometimes compare themselves to others, and it just totally brings them in that level of depression and whatnot. So continue focus on you, empower yourself, empower others, and always give a word of encouragement. I'm logging out. All right, bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.